it's Nikki, or today, a Khaleesi, and I am here to show you a quick tutorial for a Daenerys Targaryen costume. I'm obsessed with Game of Thrones, and we're coming up on the finale here, the season 8 finale, which is crazy, but I wanted to do this quick costume tutorial. I actually wore this for Halloween 2 years ago, and it was a huge hit, and I'm sure this year it's going to be a very popular costume, so I wanted to do a quick makeup and outfit tutorial for you guys, so keep on watching. Alrighty guys, so I'm starting out by using my Naked Skin foundation from Urban Decay. I am the shade 3.5, and I'm just going to use a damp beauty sponge to blend this all over my face. I've been loving this foundation recently. It's keeping my face matte, it's a beautiful finish, it's really buildable coverage, I'm obsessed with it. Then I'm going to be using my Maybelline concealer. I'm not sure what shade I am, I believe it's shade number 10. Just putting that underneath my eyes and on the bridge of my nose, right on my cupid's bow, my chin, and my forehead. Then I'm going to be using my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder to set this foundation and concealer. I use it on my beauty sponge to set my concealer spots specifically, and then just a brush to do the rest of my face. Using my Hoola bronzer from Benefit, I am going to carve out my cheekbones. Daenerys has a very rounded face from what I've seen, so I'm doing my best to not so much chisel my cheekbones, so to speak, but to make them look a bit rounder, just so I look as much like her as possible. And then I'm going to carve out my chin as well and draw that down onto my neck. And then she has a very specific bone structure. I did my very best to kind of replicate that here, but I am kind of hollowing out the nose and inner corners of my eyes and making my nose seem slightly wider, just because I specifically have kind of a pinched nose in a certain aspect, so I'm trying to make mine look a little bit broader like hers, and then around the nostril area as well. Then with my Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil, I am going to very messily fill in my brows. Emilia Clarke is kind of known for her eyebrows. So what I'm going to do is brush them up and then just really kind of sporadically fill them in. I already have very full brows as it is, but I know Daenerys definitely has a full messy brow as well, so I'm going to do my best to replicate that. And then using my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, I am going to prime my eyes. She has a very, very subtle eyeshadow look, so you don't need to go crazy when doing this. I'm using a Morphe palette, I don't know the specific number, but I'm just going to start with kind of a red rust color and put that all over my eyelid. And then blending that in. The eyeshadow is really not the focus of this look, so you can be pretty light and kind of messy with this. Then using a slightly darker brown shade, I'm going to deepen out my crease. I'm going to actually use my Hoola bronzer to accentuate my under eyes as well. She has very round eyes, so I'm doing my best to replicate that here. And then using the darkest brown shade, I'm going to line my upper lash line. Again, focusing more of it in the center of my eyelid so that I look like I have rounder eyes than I naturally do. And then I'm going to also put that very gently on my bottom lash line as well. This is me focusing a little bit more pigmentation onto the center of my lash line. Then what I'm going to do as well is, since she has a fuller lip, I went back to my Hoola bronzer to kind of outline my Cupid's bow. Clearly I put a little bit too much on and it looked like I had a mustache, so you can just quickly blend that out with your beauty sponge if you go a little too heavy. Then using my Roller Lash Eye Mascara from Benefit, this is my favorite mascara, I'm going to just gently put on a little coat here. She doesn't have really strong lashes or anything crazy. It is a more natural look, so I'm just going to gently coat them. Luckily my eyelashes are pretty short right now because I just pulled off all my lash extensions. And then I'm going to just put a little tiny bit on the bottom as well. And then using my NYX lip crayon in the shade Nude Beige, I'm going to line my lips. I'm definitely going to overline them just because she has a much fuller lip than I do. I also noticed that she has a pretty rounded out lip, if that makes sense, so I'm going to do my best to kind of accentuate my top lip in that aspect. This is obviously going to depend on how the natural shape of your lips compares to hers. And then using a same nude color in the Tarte lip paint, I'm going to fill in my lips. And then quickly blotting that out. That is the entire makeup look completed. Luckily, this is a pretty easy makeup tutorial and it can be messy. Alrighty, moving on to my favorite part, the outfit. I had a really fun time crafting this, and it's supposed to be kind of, you know, early season Daenerys. But the body suit that I'm wearing, this is actually kind of a corset bodice from Victoria's Secret. I think it looks very dragon skin-esque, and it's a really pretty take on her costume. The back is also sheer. I love this bodysuit. The necklace that I'm wearing is from Target. Moving on to the bottom half, the chain belt that I'm wearing I think is from a costume store, but my favorite part of this costume is actually this really cool kind of snakeskin belt or hilt that I got from a brand called Ornate Reverie. They sent this over to me in a PR box and I absolutely love it and thought it would be perfect for this costume. The skirt that I'm wearing is from Forever 21, and then I just paired it with some generic gladiator sandals. And the last and most important part of the costume, in my opinion, is going to be the wig. I wanted to find, when I wore this for Halloween, a really believable, natural looking wig. So I got this from an online store called Wig is Fashion, and it turned out perfect. It's lace front, and a lot of people actually thought that it was my natural hair. And that is the costume all complete. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this Game of Thrones Daenerys makeup and costume tutorial. If you replicate it and are her for a watch party or for Halloween, definitely send me a photo. I'm at Nikki Dietrich on Instagram. And also make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos, but I will catch you next time. Bye!